Hello, and welcome to this demo of ALM 15.5 highlights. Let's start with the reporting and analytics. Here you can see the old reporting and how they looked before 15.5. You can see the appearance settings in a regular graph, and we can also see the trend graph. In ALM 15.5, we replaced our reporting framework with a much more modern one, which allows us better display and customizations, and also advanced analytics. Let's see how it looks. This is how the new report looks like. You can see the legend keys at the right side, and we can open the appearance settings as well. Let's use it to customize the name of the graph. We can easily change between different graph types, pie chart in this case, go back to the bar chart, and decide if we want to have it as a stacked or a single. I can also easily switch into a table view and see all of my data. Using the category features allows me to group several entities together. Here I can use different severities and group them together. It can be done for statuses or any other input that I want. I can create new categories, and with a simple drag and drop operation, just add more items to them. Let's see how the trend graph looks. So with 15.5, we introduce also the area chart, which allows me to color it. I can use a stack line style. I can easily color it for better visibility. Decide on the way that the line itself will look. And of course, use the legend for filtering out data. It's also much easier now to change the color scheme of different groups. We can copy the graph, we can save it as a picture, all of that using the upper toolbar. The new reports also come with predefined color schemes to help you easily adjust the reports to look the way that you like them to look. The composite graph is a new concept introduced in 15.5. It allows me to correlate data from several graphs into one, and actually allows me to take up to three different graphs and combine them into a single graph. In this example, I will take two graphs, one for the fixed defects and the other one for all defects, and use them to calculate the fixing ratio in this specific release according to the different severities. This is the configuration pane for the composite graph. Let me just remove it here and add new graphs. As said, I can add up to three different graphs and combine them into a single new graph. Adding now one for all the defects and another one for the fixed. And this is how it looks. I can decide which graph will be the primary one to make sure that the calculations are correct and accurate. And now we can see that the percentage ratio is automatically calculated. I can use the color scheme to change the color of the percentage. Notice the tooltips are very informative and holds the information for the percentage fixed per severity as well. Of course, I can remove the percentage line or edit as needed. I can also change the transparency of a specific group if I would like to highlight one of the bars and change it back. Let's see another example of a usage of this composite. This time I would like to see a different trend for the defects based on their severity. So I create two base graphs, one for the low severity and the other one for the high severity. You can easily filter the statuses here, and then using the composite graph configuration, add them. I can easily and quickly change the titles, and they will be reflected in the graph itself. Let me change this one and go back to the graph. Notice that there is a new tab here for the data time offset, sorry. Here I can manually adjust the time or automatically. I can use the auxiliary line to highlight the trend of each week. If the bar is painted green, it means that the more low-end severity defects were opened, and if it's red, it means that I got more high severity defects during this week. Using the data alignment, I can manually adjust it. This way I can see more red bars in weeks where only high severity defects were found. And I can easily switch between the different views and find the one that reflects best the data I want to present. Let's move to the third example, which is a good one and illustrates how we can use this new composite graph to stay on top of the defect backlog and make sure that I'm not increasing it. Again, I'm having here two base graphs, one for the incoming defects, those that are in use state, and the other one for the outgoing, those that were closed. Let's combine them into a single view now. Again, using this auxiliary line, I can easily tell in which week I increased my backlog when it's painted red, or decreased it if it's green. Let's change some of the titles here to make it more convenient, shorten it a bit, and we can see it now on the legend of the graph. Switching back to the auxiliary line, it makes it very easy to visualize the status of my backlog, and in this case it seems like I'm increasing it and not fixing enough. Let's move to another new report that was added in 15.5, and that's the test execution planned versus actual. This report helps you to monitor the progress of your test, compare them to the plans, and make sure that you can converge on time. Starting by setting the testing scope, selecting folders from the tests, and select one or multiple folders, and of course set the data range. Switching into the report itself, we can see here that each bar represents a week of execution, with a breakdown according to the different statuses of the test. On top of that, we draw the purple line, which represents the planned line, and the green line, which represents the actual progress. Naturally, we would like these lines to be as close to each other as it can, to make sure that we can converge on time. I can also decide that I want to look only at pass or fail and failed statuses, and remove the blocked or no run to get a more accurate result. It's also quite easy to see like that what work needs to be done on the last week of this project in order to meet the deadline and complete all of my tests. Let's switch now and talk about the health reports and the dashboards. So the health report is a new concept that was introduced in ALM 15. It comes out of the box, as you can see here, easily generated per project, and it comes out of the box with predefined set of 7 reports. The main goal here is to provide higher level reports that helps the project managers, the QA managers, dev managers to see what's going on with their project, make sure that they are converging on time, and also monitor the process. As you can see, I can drill down to the different reports that are in this dashboard. Each of them can be configured individually. You can set different filters. I can add or remove reports from the dashboard. Define a different filter here, as you can see. And eventually create this dashboard to reflect all the information that I want. With the ALM edition, you can even share this dashboard across multiple projects to have a consistent way to measure and view the progress in your projects. Let's see how the report looks like, how the dashboard, sorry, looks like. Here it is. I can also switch and roll back the view to the previous view, which we call now the classic mode. If for some reason you would like to present it in the old way, that's also possible. I think you all agree that the new one looks much better. Now let's see how can I define a new dashboard here. So all I need to do is create a new dashboard page, give it a title, open the configuration screen, and then from the right panel, I can browse through all the reports, whether they are private or public, as long as I have access to them, and then simply drag and drop them into the middle pane and build a dashboard. Let's remove these two and add two others. In the ALM edition, this of course can contain also cross-project reports, so you can have a view across multiple projects in a single dashboard. I can refresh each report individually or the entire dashboard page. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed this demo.